Imagine growing your business by letting your ideal clients come to you. No more cold calls or cold emails, no more convincing people that you can create value for them. This can be achieved by building a personal brand that allows you to become the go-to thought leader in your niche. This is the reason why the most powerful and rich people in the world have been invested in personal brand services for quite some time. This includes CEOs of big companies like Elon Musk or Warren Buffett, celebrities like Natalie Portman or Joaquin Phoenix, athletes like Michael Jordan or Cristiano Ronaldo, and so on. My name is Valeria Valle. I am a senior writer at Latinpresarios, and in this video you'll find a list with the best examples of personal branding for leaders, carefully curated by our team, assessing key criteria including tone, delivery, strategies, and engagement. So here are some of the best examples of personal branding. Warren Buffett. With a net worth of $86.5 billion, Warren Buffett is probably the most well-known investor of all time. His personal brand is clear and well-respected worldwide. By making a quick search in Google, Warren Buffett quotes, you'll get hundreds and hundreds of websites spreading this man's wisdom. Tone. Buffett's speech is known for mixing business with humor. The annual reports and letters to shareholders from his enterprise, written by himself, frequently receive wide coverage by the media due to their extravagance. Buffett's texts are known for containing quotations from sources as varied as the Bible and novels, as well as numerous jokes. Delivery. Buffett is often calling for self-improvement and modesty. He is known for his adherence to value investing and his personal frugality outside his vast wealth. He lives in the same house he bought in the 70s for roughly $30,000 and drives his own Cadillac DTS. Buffett is also known for contributing regularly to philanthropic causes, mainly through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Strategies. When you are one of the wealthiest men on earth, you do not need a mechanical lab-created strategy to make yourself known. People will talk about you, and Warren Buffett knows it. He doesn't have Instagram or Facebook accounts, but he has one on Twitter, with only a handful of tweets that are evidence of his funny character. Engagement. Everyone seems to know Buffett isn't the typical billionaire. He's philanthropic and enjoys staying in his old house. To him, success is not about the penthouse and the expensive cars, but more about power, and it looks as he uses it for good. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Gail Winfrey is an American talk show's host, television producer, actress, and author. She is best known for her talk show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, which was the highest-rated television program of its kind in history and ran in national syndication for 25 years. She was the wealthiest African American of the 20th century and has been ranked as the greatest black philanthropist in American history. Tone. Oprah grew her audience with authenticity, honesty, and smartness. Since then, this has been core values in her personal brand. Creating a realistic brand persona and portraying herself helped her cultivate and maintain a strong brand image in the long run. Delivery. Oprah Winfrey has stayed loyal to her brand for the last 30 years. The lesson she's trying to deliver is to be the authentic you, sharing your joys, sorrows, and journey with others, because this will empower other people to embrace their very own stories. Oprah's most prominent attribute is her empathy and her ability to connect with others. Strategies. The Oprah Winfrey Show was the main channel Oprah used to get herself known. She used it as an educational platform, featuring book clubs, interviews, self-improvement segments, and philanthropic forays into world events. Even though the show went out of the air in 2011, Oprah continued her strategy through other TV shows, such as Oprah's Live Class, Super Style Sunday, and many more. Engagement. The Oprah Show was highly influential to many rising stars, and many of its themes, including controversial ones like sexual abuse or drug addictions, have gotten deep into the American cultural consciousness. Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk, better known as Gary V, is a Belarusian-American entrepreneur, author, speaker, and internet personality, commonly referred to as the social media master. Gary is a prestigious speaker and the author of a handful of best-selling books on entrepreneurship and social media marketing, like 12 and a Half or Crushing It. He is currently the chairman of New York-based communications company Vaynerchuk and the CEO of Vaynerchuk's subsidiary Vayner Media. Tone. Gary V's speech is energetic and a bit rude. If you didn't hear the F word at least 10 times, you should doubt you were actually hearing Gary. His messages are mostly positive. They encourage others to work hard in life because nothing comes easy, and also teach his audience to not complain about the things that are wrong, but fix them instead. Delivery. It seems Gary derives satisfaction and pleasure from just helping ordinary people to succeed, and he's always saying it. Gary is a visionary who started investing in social media before many did, and cultivated a following of over 1.5 million people on Twitter. Then he used his connections and know-how to rocket his companies to success. Strategies. His high level of involvement on social media is largely responsible for his business success. Nowadays, you can find Gary on almost every social media. He uses a strategy he calls content on content on content, which basically consists of recycling long-format posts into many short-format posts to other social platforms. Engagement. Gary Vaynerchuk is not the typical influencer that's trying to sell you something. He has a huge entourage of fans that are constantly thanking him and attributing him to their success. People just like him and it shows. Arianna Huffington. Arianna Huffington is the co-founder and former editor-in-chief of the Huffington Post, one of the most widely read media brands on the internet. She is also a best-selling writer and a businesswoman. In 2016, she founded Thrive Global, a company that provides media consulting. She has been host in many politic TV and radio shows. In 2019, she was included in Time magazine's list of the world's 100 most influential women. Tone. Arianna used to be a popular conservative syndicalist writer with strong opinions in the mid-90s. However, since 2016, her tone has gone lighter and less politic. On social media, she often talks about health and wellness, linking to her website Thrive, and referring to her books. Delivery. Soon after quitting the Huffington Post, Arianna founded Thrive Global, which offers science-based solutions to stress and burnout, and she has been aligning her personal brand with this corporate brand. Recently, Huffington started the Meditative Story podcast, which combines real stories and meditation prompts to create a mindfulness experience in audio. Strategies. During these years, she continued to write a book covering topics such as feminism, corporate greed, and political satire. She uses Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and a personal website to promote these books and ideas. Her goal is to, in her own words, change the way we work and live by ending the collective delusion that burnout is the price we must pay for success. Engagement. Huffington changes in political parties have been criticized by American media, stating that she is a political opportunist who sides with the most popular party. Nevertheless, she has stated that her change in parties is linked to her growth, and that it's no crime to change opinions. She currently has more than 2.80 million followers on Twitter, and 780K on Instagram. Elon Musk. Often called the real-life Iron Man, Elon Musk is a South African scientist, entrepreneur, inventor, and businessman. He is co-founder of a bunch of top-dollar companies, including PayPal, SpaceX, The Boring Company, Neuralink, and many more. In January 2021, his fortune was estimated at $187 billion, making him the richest person in the whole world. Tone. When you listen to Elon Musk speak on stage, you get the impression he would speak the same way over a coffee with you. He doesn't sound too formal or rehearsed, and it's quite evident he's not particularly the best spokesperson, although he does a good job. He knows how to explain complex ideas in simple words and explain himself properly. Delivery. Alan has always been a sci-fi enthusiast. He grew up reading books like the Foundation series, Tolkien, Arthur Clarke. This deeply marked his personality and interest. Nowadays, Alan's companies work with IA, machine-human interface, and space traveling. Strategies. Musk appeared as himself in Iron Man, Machete Kills, Excellence, starring in The Simpsons, and in an episode of The Big Bang Theory. These formats increase the feeling of "I know him" among the target audience. On the other side, he loves Twitter and being connected to his followers on the platform. He also uses this channel to merchandise his non-conventional approaches to raising money. Engagement. Musk's easygoing speaking style goes a long way in helping him connect with his fans, while his visionary language establishes him as the kind of guy who might just lead us into the future of transportation. Musk's a dreamer, and he understands how important is it that his public participates in that dream. Richard Branson. Richard Branson stepped into the public eye at 16 years old, founding his very first company, a magazine titled Student. He's formerly known for Virgin, a brand that owns more than 360 companies up to this day that makes up the Virgin Group, which happens to be a multinational that has gifted Branson with a $6.5 billion net worth. However, he describes himself as an adventurer, philanthropist, and troublemaker. Acclaimed for his visions and principles, Branson has lectured widely around the world, sharing his secrets for leadership and growing businesses from below. He says, "Too many companies want their brands to reflect some idealized, perfected image of themselves. As a consequence, their brands acquire no texture, no character, and no public trust." When talking about Branson, you'll find most people agree that he's a remarkable person, as if they knew him personally. He keeps a youthful essence to his speech, engages with the public, and never washes off the smile on his face. Delivery. Richard talks from the soul, and it shows. He's as transparent as he can be. The champion of youth encourages to keep an adventurous spirit while giving the example with his infectious personality. Strategies. Branson can help but connect with people in every way possible. He uses LinkedIn, books, visual content, and shares his personal and professional lives very finely on social media. His followers appreciate openness. Engagement. A big part of his success is that he always develops a clear and concise creative vision for the changes he wants to build in the world. As Richard Branson frequently emphasizes, your reputation is everything. Ultimately, it is his fun personality, entrepreneurial integrity, and remarkable creativity that attracts so many people to follow him, work for his companies, and buy their products and services. Barbara Corcoran. Barbara Ann Corcoran was born in 1949 in a working-class Irish Catholic family. She was the second out of 10 children. She struggled in her early school years due to her poverty and dyslexia. After graduating from college, Barbara had many jobs, including one in New York renting apartments. This is where she started learning about the real estate industry and later formed the Corcoran Group, a real estate brokerage in New York City. She started this business with a loan of $1,000 and years later she would sell it for $66 million. In the process, she also became an investor, a speaker, consultant, syndicated columnist, author, and television personality that is mainly known for her main role as a shark in ABC's Shark Tank since it released in 2009. Tone. Barbara's tone is smooth, friendly, and easygoing. Her messages are always around personal growth and finances. She avoids sharing strong or controversial opinions on delicate subjects while focusing on making her audience laugh and connect with her. Delivery. Barbara assesses people on the basis of what they can do for the larger cause. She is rarely prejudiced and doesn't take social biases of people. This helps to get her message through to her target audience as they feel more connected. Strategies. Corcoran is a columnist for More, a woman's lifetime magazine, The Daily Review, and Red Book. She has written 4 books and has been featured on TV and radio shows like Larry King Live, NBC's Today Show, and has hosted The Millionaire Broker with Barbara Corcoran on CNBC. She also writes a weekly column in the New York Daily News and posts regularly on Twitter and Instagram. Engagement. When it comes to engagement, Corcoran clearly knows what she's doing. She's very active on social media and is always asking questions or for recommendations, opinions, or anything else. She has a very positive feedback from her audience. Tim Ferris. Timothy Ferris was born in East Hampton, New York, and grew up to be a technology advisor and investor after graduating from college and working in a data company. He suffered from depression and struggled with an online company, but at the end of the day, resurfaced and created a brand with millions of fans and a successful podcast, all in 10 years. He took his experience as a traveler and entrepreneur and wrote a book that nailed as a bestseller, and you probably heard of it, The 4-Hour Workbook. He now owns a net worth of $100 million, which came from his investments mostly. Tone. Ferris says he's not a natural speaker. However, he happens to be a great learner and the desire led him to start a podcast. Since he's such a good student, he has said himself that when it's time to speak in public, he does not think of himself as an influencer but as a teacher who shares what he has learned while making fun of himself if he needs to. Delivery. Tim has often been compared to a monk, but his lifestyle is mostly defined by the Stoic philosophy. He doesn't have a process, he's an immediate doer. Strategy. As a teacher and philanthropist, it's easy for Ferris to win anybody's attention with his warm approach to individuals. His strategy surrounds the idea of perceiving himself as a human guinea pig, and so his failures are the teachings. Engagement. Ferris' natural urge to help and teach finally led him to engage in the newly emerging world of podcasting. Being healthy, working out, improving ourselves, and finding ways to be more productive are some of the habits we all want to learn, and he knows them, so he shares that knowledge. And now, how to learn from the best examples of personal branding. A good leader understands that their personal brand is a vehicle that can allow them to take their career to new heights. There are many expansion possibilities that come with the strategic management of your personal brand. All the people listed in this video know it and invest on it. They're making millions, if not billions, only with their names and the power they have been able to reach by building a strong personal brand. By getting to know the best examples of personal branding, you may have a better understanding on how you can build your own brand as a leader. If you are eager to know how to start your personal branding journey, a great first step is to learn how to write your personal branding statement, and we have a video about it in our profile. Later, you might want to take a look at the investment that will be required for you to keep the process going. You can learn more about our processes on this YouTube channel or in our website, Latinpresarios.com. Just know, get ready to take the next step.